What's all this talk about women's rights?
Inside the home, women's rights are under threat in Afghanistan.
After a girl who spoke out and was killed.
She really sang amazing.
She went out on a high, and you know what? She's such a composed, confident.
Since July 1848, women have played a significant role, recognising human rights, fighting for needs, education and health.
The suffragettes' purpose was to stand up for women's votes within public elections and take direct military action.
Through all the determination to make a stance, many of the suffragettes ended up in prison, on hunger strikes, or known as Knights of Terror.
Being a woman in society is harder than it seems. Cover up if you leave the house. Don't walk alone at night. Don't smile at strangers. Don't wear that. You've put on too much weight. That's too much makeup. Why does your skin look like that?
The portraying truth of women is presented through where you live, cultural norms, media, and society. I was determined to continue my fight until every girl could go to school. Malala challenges these norms in society by attending school in a country that prevents girls from accessing education. She was shot simply because of this. Surviving this, Malala found the courage to establish a fund/charity dedicated to every girl, giving them an opportunity to achieve a future they choose. Finding the courage to give a platform for women and girls who struggle with child labour, early marriage, gender bias, and complications which women tend to experience. These struggles are an example of men abusing their power as women's voices are seen as worthless within society. Due to Malala's accomplishments in society, the Malala Fund was introduced in 2013 to invest into education activists who are challenging the regulations that are preventing girls from attending school in their communities.
Women can experience physical or sexual violence anywhere in society, ranging from walking in the street to educational facilities, within the workplace, and even in the gym. 1 in 6 women have experienced sexual or physical violence. Through a recent survey conducted by ABC News, presented evidence that 1 in 6 students had been sexually harassed since beginning university. 1 in 12 had been sexually harassed in the past 12 months. Up to 72% of women in the legal profession reported being sexually harassed at work. Is it even safe to be a woman in society today? Even well-known celebrities have experienced a form of physical or sexual violence. Rihanna was physically assaulted by Chris Brown in 2009. Mel B was sexually assaulted in a recorded interview with all the X Factor UK judges in 2014. She interrupted the segment to question why Louis Walsh was grabbing her backside, causing her to appear uncomfortable.
Oprah Winfrey is one example of a famous figure who promoted awareness to women about their struggles with mental health as a result of a history of assault. This is shown through the documentary on Apple TV, The Me You Can't See. As millions around the world suffer in silence, Oprah opens up with honest discussions about her mental health.
The women's rights movement first began in 1902, when women were determined to get the right to vote.
In 1903, the suffragettes were introduced and began to destroy things like mailboxes and windows so that their voices were heard.
In 1992, the women were given a chance to fundraise for local causes, support local communities and socialise.
In 1933, the Australian Women's Weekly was founded and women were able to grace the cover.
In 1961, the contraceptive pill came into place, meaning that women had a choice and no longer had to decide between having both a career and a relationship.
In 1976, the first Reclaim the Night marches were held to protest violence and sexual assault against women.
In 1979, the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher, was elected as British Prime Minister.
In 1998, Benazir Bhutto was voted for Prime Minister, becoming the first woman elected to lead a Muslim state.
June 24, 2010, Julia Gillard was Australia's first female Prime Minister.
On October 8, 2011, President Ellen Johnson and Lima shared the Nobel Peace Prize.
Although it was a long journey for women's rights to finally be considered within today's society, many people are finally understanding that, like men, Women have rights, have a say, and have the ability to make a change, big or small, shown through days such as International Women's Day, which is held on the 8th of March.